Morning, interwebs. I have a tendency with this microphone. Done it twice now, I suppose. It's not really a tendency, but I've done it twice where I accidentally sort of try to push it in the wrong direction because it's on a pivot. I'm sure you can see that. And sometimes I try to turn it in the wrong direction, and it doesn't turn the other. It doesn't pivot the other direction. So yes. Good morning. How are you? How am I? I don't fucking know. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not looking forward to what I'm heading toward this morning. Although in the grand scheme of things, what the fuck doesn't matter, but I mean, it boils down to a major annoyance and inconvenience, and it's not fair. It's really not fair, you know. I'm being brought on. I was brought on for my creative skills, and this horse shit is indulged. I don't want to talk about it. Other than the fact that there's something happening this morning that's not going to be that's not going to be very pleasant for me, and I've known about it since yesterday, and so that's what I'm heading towards. That is what I'm heading towards. Let's talk about other things. Started work on the Realtor last night. I need to get some background information. This needs to be part of... Actually, Rochelle sent me an email last night, and that was kind of nice. I'm getting... I'll admit it, I have a hard time with criticism. I created those, like I talked about in the last video. Scattered this morning, huh? I created those promotional items for the first episode of Busted Stuff, and I posted them. And then the next day, which was yesterday, was it yesterday? I'm losing track of time. Trip shared them and promoted them, and we had a phenomenal day. It was it did exactly what we wanted it to do, what I wanted it to do, and then some, because, you know, I was just thinking about promoting the material and driving traffic to Horberong, and here it went, just opening up this whole new thread of discussion for Trip, which is, again, exactly what he needs to be sustainable and to keep what he does going. So that worked out pretty well for him, and he seemed to have been very appreciative of those graphics. But the way he presented them was, and I think it was the smart thing to do. This is something we're doing. Give us your feedback, what you think about the creative and the content. And then there's one woman who, I mean, I have no idea who she is, what her background is. Her public-facing Facebook page is completely blank. Some, middle-aged woman who just writes, this enormous comment breaking down and criticizing pretty much every element of the quote graphic I made for Trip. And so yes, and then last night Rochelle sent an email, which hardly was as critical as this Facebook comment. But she did what she does, which is life coaching sort of stuff, and was like, here are these things that I could help you with if you want to do a little tit for tat, because I've been doing most of what I've been doing for her gratis. So she just outlined a couple of areas that I could work on, and she has thoughts for me on, and she's actually absolutely correct about the areas that she identified. I'm just making some of this shit up as I go along. And the quote graphic just kind of pisses me off because the quote graphic isn't bad, and before it there was nothing. So those are the two fundamental areas of concern. Thirdly, the quote is kind of a long quote, and I'm working on it's something that I'm dealing with a lot, because as I'm quoting the books, putting graphics together for the books, I'm having a hard time pulling out really short, quippy quotes. They're usually longer passages, and I'm like, well, I need to find some sort of inventive way to put all of that in a graphic that can be shared. And in terms of Trip, the quote wasn't huge, it wasn't short either, and the image I have to work with is a screenshot of his video. So there's limited space to work with within the graphic, within the image. So that was the third thing. Those are the three areas of concern with these quote graphics. But fundamentally, before that, there was nothing. And because of that, we got a ton of traffic and views and new conversation. And I'm happy with that. He pushed the video later, and as I was pretty much expecting, the video doesn't have as much play as a graphic on Facebook. It is uploaded on my YouTube channel. I uploaded it initially there just to share it with Tripp so he could see what I wanted to do. I don't think it's getting any play on there, not as of yesterday. So I don't have any expectations for the video promos. I think I'll keep doing them for the time being, because what I realized was the promo mostly is the cold open. So it's a tweaked cold open that I've already edited for all of the videos, plus revised end credits that say watch the whole episode on Oberon Religion. So yes, that's the progress report on that, and it's something. So that's good. So I started working on the Realtor last night. Set up most of her accounts, and I told her I need a bio. Back when we had our initial consult, but I just need to get some bullet points, something that I can manufacture some copy around. Otherwise, it's gonna be a very bare website. This is going to be the first website that of the handful that I've done, that the content is very minimal. There will be inventory that I have to go and produce creative for, but as far as the rest of the website, it's very anemic. I'm disappointed. I don't know. It's different. It's I guess it's more challenging, but set up our Facebook page, a Google Plus page. So it's the pieces and elements are there, and I think there's a bus ahead of me. Maybe I can't see around the truck. I wrote a script for touching gadgets. I finally wrote the GoPro script. That's good. It's probably the most straightforward review I've ever done, so I'm, of course, feel like I need to go and figure out a way to silly it up more. But I have a first draft, so there's something on the table. Yeah, the problem was I wanted to do the GoPro versus that old camera, and I'm writing the script, and I'm just like, I don't know how to fit the old camera into it yet. Because because I also need to do a retro gear gallery with the old camera. And people are funny on the road. Totally fucking rambling. This is I'm doing a vlog of status updates of the story so far. I'm doing a story so far blog. Actually, here's something interesting that happened. I actually had a genuine conversation, like the first real conversation with Sam about pursuing Horparong Creative professionally, and what that means, quitting the job, and some of the numbers involved. And one of the very easy to grasp numbers is that I only have to work 20 hours a week at Horparong Creative. Like, I have to bill 20 hours a week through Horparong to make what I'm making, to exceed what I'm making now in my real job. So the threshold is low to the threshold that I have to hit to say, okay, this is the time to make the transition. And then Rochelle again had some really good ideas. There's a lot of aspects to the business. There is computer consulting, there is website design, there's creative video production, a little bit of marketing, I suppose, and then there's all of that online and through a worldwide client base, but tap into the YouTube potential. And I mean, if I can just get to a point, and I feel like it has to be this year. It's going to be, and then the books too. The creative content that I've created and produced and sell myself, and ads. So there's a lot of different revenue streams to help me get to that 20-hour-a-week threshold. Just gotta keep plugging away, and I've got a list of contacts that potential people I can contact for work. I'm not being lazy about it. I want to get the real estate website and inventory put together, so I want the legitimate examples that to showcase and use as a pitch. And 20 hours a week, I think I can get 4 or 5 regular clients and crack that nut. Then comes the issue of what happens when 2 of them disappear. That's the working for yourself, small business, self-employed conundrum. The ebb and flow of real work. So we talked about those things last night, and it was nice. It was nice to because there's this thing where a little over 2 years ago, I'm unemployed, and I'm just wanting to have money to pay my bills and support myself and contribute to the household. And I've been doing that now for 2 years, and I know that number one, I'm done. I mean, it just that phenomenon I talked about was a couple of videos back with how I think I can do everybody's job better, especially in terms of management and business ownership and all that stuff. And it's that cocky arrogance, confidence, and it's just, I mean, it's such at full tilt right now, and where I can't get through the day without pulling my hair out at the things that I have to do because of other people's poor decisions. In my opinion, I mean, and that came up in discussion with my own boss. No, I don't agree. So I was asked to be put. He told, look at it from, put yourself in the owner's shoes, and I was like, I can, and I still don't agree. Which is not to say that it's the same situation with my own boss. Forget ownership. I have the same problem. This person is driving unbelievably, ridiculously slow, and I'm stuck. I'm so stuck. Okay, just need to get ahead of her. Him. Dude has a giant chin beard. The 29th. I'm in Orlando, and on the 29th, I have to go up to Gainesville for the biggest fucking bullshit meeting ever. So I have to sit in the car for 2 hours, 4 hours round trip with my boss to go to Gainesville to meet with the radio stations up there. It's mind-numbing. It's mind-numbing. And I just know that I'm done. I know that I'm done. I've got other opportunities. I know that I can make these other opportunities work. I'm at a place in my life for the first time where I can make these opportunities work. And if I don't do it now, what the fuck am I doing with my life? So that's where I'm at. And I'm going to go have a meeting this morning that is going to be in the spirit of the Gainesville trip. Like, what the fuck? Are you serious? And fuck, I just need to get ahead of this person. Facebook component, I think, is working. One of the things I'd like to do on Facebook is run an ad, because Tim the Hairy Geek did that with Brit Nerds years ago. Wow. And he ran an ad on Facebook, and he really pushed his numbers up fast and furious. And I've looked into it briefly, and it's really cool to be able to target some very specific things, demographics with the ad, and I really like that. Like, I could target Central Florida specifically, people on mobile phones in Central Florida specifically. It's really cool. But for some reason, my ad account is disabled for some sort of violation when I've never used the Facebook ads before in my life. So I don't know what the hell. I think I sent an email to them about it to see if it can be resolved, and and they don't say what the hell the problem is. But I think the problem might be one of the images, and I don't know if it works that way. I know they'll disable an account for violation of terms of, because in their little description they say it's probably violation of an ad that's been that violates terms of services or something along those lines. And I've never used the ads before, so how can I violate any terms of services? And what it could be, I'm thinking, is that one LOL on the site, the one graphic, the image that Tari did of the cock monster. The tentacle cock monster. That's the giant cock, and then it has cocks as the tentacles. And I think that might be what has got me in a pickle here. So I'll probably just delete that image and continue to wait for a response from Facebook, and we'll see how it goes. The other thing is that it seems like there's some very friendly budgets. In my attempt to set it up, I set the budget at like $3 a day, which isn't bad. Seems pretty. I mean, I don't know what I'll get for $3 a day, but like, it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot to go after it, to drive those numbers up. And the thing is, those are authentic. You know, people. That's not like some fucking marketing service that puts a bunch of fake users on your page. That's an authentic push to get real users on the Facebook page, and you know, if I do take some time to target locally, those are, you know, local businesses that I can take advantage of, that I can, you know, obviously promote the you know, production work to. And I'm at a point, again, you know, pushing it more aggressively. You know, I want to be able to present it in a way that it is successful, and certainly that I know what I'm doing. And I don't think I'm doing that with a like number that's under 100. So it's becoming important. It's becoming important for me to push that number up. Then the other interesting thing about Facebook. First of all, as much as I hate it, the reason it works is because that's where everybody is. So the reason the opportunity for success lies on Facebook, through Facebook, because that's where everybody is. Love it or hate it, that's just the way it is. Then the other thing is that when I'm in the zone and I'm firing on all cylinders, I'm finding material through other people, or having other people send me material, as the case may be, and horror-wronging it, if that's the you know, doing the whole dramatically after thing, where I make it funnier and post it, and it goes into the content stream. So a coworker is keen to that, and she started sending me material yesterday. And my friend, you know, Josh, who does the illustrations, and I haven't really been speaking to him. I've just, you know, he's in a different place in his life. I'm in a different place in mine. But he's been doing some illustrations for the past week, and I keep looking at it. And he creates this leather stuff, and takes pictures of it. And I was just like, man, I should caption this or do something, you know, incorporate that. And then I realized, you know, he has his own Facebook page for his design work, and it clicked this morning with this one illustration he had. And I pulled it, and I wrote a caption, wrote some copy for it, and I'm gonna pull that all together today and post it to his Facebook page. And you know, I think that's kind of a really fun, interesting form of collaboration. Guy's Directional was going that way, and he turned the other way. A fun and interesting kind of collaboration. You know, it takes purpose out of the illustration, out of the process of illustration. If you have an idea to draw something. Then I'll take it and I'll turn it into something funny, something interesting, something quotable that we can post online and use to promote our work. So look for that. That should be on Facebook today by the time you see this. Long video. I had a really rambling... Oh, and I still meant to talk about the iPad mini. Oh, maybe I should just do an informal Touching Gadgets vlog where I review the iPad mini, because there's again, it's that specific case use. The reason I got the new iPod Touch was I wanted a high capacity iPod that I can keep with me at all times, that had everything on it and had room on it for when I travel and I need that extra content on there. And then the specific use for the iPad Mini was this portable data device, and that's going to be this huge, long process, long detailed chronicling that I'll use for touching gadgets. Yeah, because I am giving up the smartphone. That's part of the update. That's part of the transition out of Verizon. Ironically, though, when I went to get the iPad Mini, the only one they had in stock in the flavor that I was looking for was Verizon. I wanted to go with AT&T, but I did end up having to get the Verizon iPad Mini. But it works, and I'm the specific use that I got it for is good. Very disappointed in the lack of the Retina display, because I do read on it too, and the lack of the Retina display is frustrating, to say the least. So, apologize for the pointless vlog. No, I don't. Kind of do. Follow me on, follow the Facebook page, facebook.com/Horberong. There's some cool, I really like the piece of graphic design I did yesterday, the Started Revolution one. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. And, get creative.